The travel companies themselves use it for pricing your ticket. So if you keep going to the same server to check out the price of a ticket, they move the price up higher and higher, and someone from a different server and get a lower price. So it's all done off of AI.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Frank Holmes. He is the CEO of US Global Investors. And Frank, it's always great to have you back. How are you?
Outstanding, my friend.
Good. I know you got your Jets hat on, but we're actually talking about TRIP, your ETF, and the difference between the two.
Yes, and TRIP is only listed on the London Stock Exchange, and we merged it with another fund a year ago. Jets itself is still New York Stock Exchange and throughout Latin America. But I think the big difference, as you just mentioned, is important, and the TRIPS hat haven't arrived yet. So they'll be in, and I'll be able to wear my TRIPS hat. But it's important because TRIP really is more comprehensive of the hotel business and the shipping, cruise lines. And the cruise lines have shown up in Investors Business Daily as being on a tear for growth momentum. And they've really added to overall performance. And I think this is really important for investors that are really only looking for this sector of tripping and traveling.
Yeah, that the digital nomad lifestyle continues to be among many people and trying to find different avenues and different ways of getting out of where they are and going on vacation and other things for business travel.
And the going back to work is such a big importance of a push by big corporations and banks trying to tell people they have to go back to work to get that human element. And there's a quiet protest. What's the protest by? Well, the number's like 40 million people under the age of 40 that are software coders, marketing experts, etc. They want to go and experience the world. And so they want to fly to, if they're in Europe, they want to fly to Spain and Portugal. Why Spain in particular? The speed upload of the internet. It's much faster. It's faster than Italy. It's faster than Greece. So Germans and Swedes, they all fly to Spain and Portugal. In Asia, they're leaving South Korea and Japan in the winter, and they're flying to Thailand and Vietnam. And then vice versa, in those cities, they fly up to, in the summertime, to Japan and South Korea. And they do all their coding, all their work, and then they chill and enjoy the culture.
Yeah. Frank, consumer spending is expected to increase on travel in 2025. As you mentioned, people are making the move back. We saw that bump happen, obviously, after COVID, when it was down to basically zero. Are you sensing that it will be past where we were before COVID levels again? Are they getting close to that?
Oh, no, it's going past it.
Yeah.
I think what's important in that sort of journey is to realize there's no low season. You used to book hotels and flights a year out for the low season, high season. It's now high season and very high season. and that's really the shocking part of what's taking place around the world. When I was in Spain, all the hotels are booked. But if you want to go to a museum and you haven't prepaid a month out, you're not getting a ticket. It just shocks you that before COVID, the nicest park in Barcelona by Gaudi overlooking the city used to be free. It's now 23 euros. A year ago it was $11, 11 euros. The price inflation in those parks is incredible. They're sold out. So we're seeing that people are going to these cities like they're paying to go to Disney World. And Disney World is much more expensive, the tickets to get into Disney World on a daily basis besides the rides. All these museums around are becoming that. And that was something that I saw in particular Madrid and in Barcelona.
Yeah. Frank, you mentioned that you were there talking a bit about AI. Talk to me a bit about AI in travel. I think people understand it, with their computers and things like that, but how does AI sort of fit into travel?
Well, the travel companies themselves use it for pricing your ticket. So if you keep going to the same server to check out the price of a ticket, they move the price up higher and higher, and someone from a different server and get a lower price. That's all done off of AI. They have less lost luggage, all because of AI looking at the tags in the bags. And then we have AI for coders and people that are wanting this it's really important to realize that the number of people that are transient and working have had a big impact on pricing of tickets. So the flights are all packed. That additional seats are gone now. And I don't see, when I look forward a year out and I go to Delta or American or Europe, EasyJet, these places, there's no discount that it used to be booking a year out now.
Yeah. I think you're seeing the biggest, I'm here in Canada, and used to flying to Las Vegas used to be $200 or $300, and you got hotel and flight and everything. Not the same anymore. It's a lot more expensive these days.
Very much so. When you go to Vegas now, because there's more money spent on entertainment there than gambling. And it's become extremely expensive. The restaurants, everything, it's just packed. People just want to go to these venues. So it's really, to me, an interesting dilemma that's happened since COVID. And it's not going away, Steve. It really is not going away. Museums that used to be empty are packed. Same thing they're telling me in Bangkok. You have to go online to book in advance. So it's very exciting industry, and it's very inexpensive multiples. When you go buy airlines or you buy the ships on a relative basis, they're not expensive like tech stocks. But all the tech stocks are really expensive compared, but they're all flying to these destinations. So I think the best bang for your buck is clearly the jets and airline and hotel and cruise lines.
And that's where Trip ETF comes in, obviously, and you're looking at all that.
Correct. And
Absolutely.
global spending is still a wind at the sail. You see the problems in China. So what does Xi Jinping last week do? Has a meeting with all the heads of tech that he's been punishing since 2018. The tech stocks start to rally. Guess what? They're going to start to spend. They're going to be traveling. And I noticed that this time in Madrid and Barcelona, long queues of Asian travelers going to the hotels. So that's another positive part about this global industry.
Yeah, very much so. Frank, thanks so much. Great insight as always. Great to talk to you as well. And we'll talk soon, okay?
Wheels up.
All right. There's Frank Holmes, the CEO of US Global Investors.